Tonight, we're closer than ever to the rise of the Middle East that is finally free at last from Iranian terror, aggression, and nuclear blackmail. That's what's happened. It was nuclear blackmail for years and years, and beyond that.
President Trump is saying the U.S.-Israeli war on Iran is now creating a new Middle East. And Trump touted the war on Iran as bold and historic, saying that the Middle East will soon be free from Iranian nuclear blackmail. His comments come as the U.S. and Israel continue striking military targets inside Iran. Florida Congressman Greg Steube is a member of the House Permanent Select Intelligence Committee and joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us. Just your reaction to those comments by the president. Are we seeing a new Middle East rising up?
Yeah, I mean, between the actions that we took in Gaza and what Israel did and responding to the aggression from Hezbollah and Lebanon and now going after the Iranian regime and doing away with their nuclear program, the Iranians are the largest state sponsor of terrorism in the entire world. They support financially Hezbollah, Iranian Shia militia groups in Iraq, Hamas, and all these different terrorist organizations. So to take the head off the snake, if you will, use that analogy, is going to make the Middle East much more secure location as we move forward into the future. Being on the House Select Intelligence Committee, you have unique information and views on what's true about what's happening over in the Middle East. And I was looking at a statistic that shows that of the projectiles from Iran, 90% have gone into Middle East neighbors. And it kind of gives you an idea of how disliked the regime is and how much they have been fomenting, trouble on the ground in neighboring countries. If Iran is changed, how does that impact the rest of the Arab countries such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Bahrain? Well, it affects them very positively from an economic standpoint because now they actually have an economic partner instead of somebody that's basically one of their enemies. I mean, they're launching missiles into Saudi Arabia. They're launching missiles into UAE. You're seeing all these different Arab countries now standing up against the Iranians and saying enough is enough. We're going to fight you if you strike us, which is actually kind of relieving to hear that going on there, because in the past, those countries have typically stayed away from trying to engage in hostilities against Iran. But now, because Iran is kinetically attacking them, they're going to respond to defend themselves. I think you're going to see a totally different Middle East once this regime in Iran is taken out of the equation. There's a lot of oil there, obviously. There's a lot of opportunity for economic prosperity in that region. And the bottom line is just having peace. I mean, to see in my lifetime that we may have peace in the Middle East, having served in Iraq, would be a huge blessing to that area, a blessing to our partners, and it would be a huge impact from a worldview standpoint. Yeah, something else that we as Americans can take away from this also is knowledge about different warfare, because what we're seeing right now on the ground is that, as you said, they're using the asymmetric warfare, they're using fairly cheap drones and cluster munitions, and they're causing a lot of havoc. What is our situation in terms of weaponry that is able to counter drone swarms? Yeah, and that's been the great thing about not having the need to put boots on the ground like we had to do in Kuwait and Iraq. Decades ago. We have the ability through carrier strike groups, we basically control the airspace in Iran right now, so we can send in munitions, we can send in bombers, and we don't have to necessarily put boots on the ground to be able to kinetically hit targets. The administration, the president, have been very clear that they're going to go after their nuclear capabilities. They're going to go after their ballistic missile capabilities. The Israelis have also been hitting that, and we can do that from submarines, carrier strike groups, and from our Air Force without putting boots on the ground. Iran's a very big geographical country, so to be able to have that impact on those type of munitions really cripples the Iranian regime to be able to respond. In the beginning of the war, we saw hundreds of missiles being launched from Iran, and now you see a couple here and there because the Americans have completely disabled their ability to launch those missiles and will continue to do so.